OpenAI fires CEO. Google Chrome blocks ad blockers. OpenAI rehires CEO.
It's news to me. Welcome to It's News to Me, where the it is IT and the me is whoever it needs to be. I'm Noah Parker.
I'm Michael Trotter-Lawson.
And I'm Tyler Rasnick.
All right. So this week's hypothetical question going to be entertainment focused. Films, TV shows, miniseries. You all have all the money in the world to bring whatever property to life that you want to. Anything. Literally anything. What's it going to be?
Oh, I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah, this is hard.
Well, I have the benefit of knowing what I'm going to ask, before we get here. So I'll start.
It'd be weird if you didn't know what you were going to ask until it, actually came out of your mouth. You just open your mouth and it's like, question.
You're like, blah, blah, blah. That's what you say.
That'd be a talent if, I could actually not do something.
That's how some people work.
Yeah.
They just say whatever comes out of their mouth. They don't think about it beforehand.
Like Robin Williams.
Yeah. And then some
That's true.
people are way worse.
he would go do stand-up and he would just be like, he was like, I've got a hypothetical question. What movie would you want to see made? He would go from one end of the stage to the other.
Yeah.
Wow. So I would absolutely want to adapt the Percy Jackson book series into the next Harry Potter, the next 10, 15 movie film franchise. Maybe the next MCU, actually. There's a lot.
I'm surprised they're not like a Greek mythology cinematic universe.
Well, they kind of had...
They had Immortals and...
Immortals, but I'm thinking of, Wrath of...
there was Wrath of the Titans and Clash of the Titans.
Right,
Yeah.
Which those are all old movies that were remade.
They were pretty good, though.
But, I don't know, I think with Percy Jackson, you've got, this really young kid, literally like a 12-year-old. It's very Harry Potter-esque where, every year there's a different threat that he has to deal with and whatnot, and it's...
Is he like a god? I've never read or seen any of the Percy Jackson media.
So Percy Jackson is a demigod. He's the son of Poseidon.
So it's like, you're a demigod, Percy.
Yeah, Hagrid comes in and he's like, I'm here too.
You ever wonder why there's lightning coming out of your cheeks? Or whatever Hagrid says.
Yeah, I know. I think that's a Hagrid quote. I want that on a t-shirt. You ever wondered why there's lightning coming out of your cheeks? Baby doll.
Percy Jackson's great. There's a lot of good content there. I'm a big fan, obviously. And they've made 2 films. They're both trash. The first film was... the first film was
First one was okay.
Meh. It was okay. But the biggest issue was they cast 20-year-olds to play what's, supposed to be a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah. I always find that to be kind of a bit of a weird thing with TV or movies. When, it'd be a bunch of kids in high school, but they're clearly in their 20s.
Well, it's especially weird because he's not even in the book, he's not even in high school
He's
yet.
in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's literally about to go into high school, and it's a big part of the thing is a coming of age story about this kid who also has ADHD and he's struggling in school and he's not able to fit in and all this stuff, and it doesn't really work when the actor is literally a 25-year-old man.
A Chad too, right?
I wonder.
Well, yeah.
I wonder how much of that is just due to people not wanting to work with kids. Because, that's a whole thing. But, I feel like Stranger Things did a good enough job, at least in the first season, of showing that, they're capable.
Well, yeah, Stranger Things and...
Well, Harry Potter movies.
Originally, Harry Potter, because,
The Goonies.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of good, kids-specific...
But, it is hard to find a good child actor who can lead,
Yeah.
Well, I think it's hours. Aren't they restricted by how many hours they can work? Whereas, an adult can work, a 16-hour shoot. Kids have to, there's child labor laws.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, child labor laws are a good thing. I'm not gonna...
Ridiculous. I'm just kidding. Hot take. No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
there is an upcoming Disney Plus series where they are actually bringing in, like, you know, a younger actor to play Percy Jackson. It might be okay. It might even be good, but, you know, I have
You
doubts.
can't count on it.
Yeah.
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 No, I get that.
But, you know, if it were up to me, you know, basically, honestly, I'd probably get a lot of the same people who worked on the Harry Potter films to try and do Percy Jackson, because clearly, you know,
They did something right.
yeah, they did a lot of things right, you know.
I think my choice right now, which would probably change on any given day, but I just desperately want to see the next Knives Out movie with Muppets as the cast. But still Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig and the Muppets.
You know, you've shown me before that, like, mock-up of a trailer that uses the Muppets.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's fantastic. I would love to see that, too.
It'd just be great.
I feel like mine are all... I'm trying to think if there's, like, something that hasn't been... I think mine are all, like, trying to fix mistakes.
Well, like, that's an option.
So...
And that's basically what mine was, anyway.
It's down between two, but, like, I'll just get this one out of the way because I won't go into detail. But I really would love just retcon the sequel Star Wars trilogy and just start again.
Oh, yeah.
With something else.
That'd be great.
Anything else, but that's not going to happen.
I think. Do you have any idea what you would want to do?
I would want to follow closer, which I really enjoy the Disney Plus series timeline between the events of Return of the Jedi and The Force. I like that period of time. I think
maybe do something more like the Thrawn trilogy, like maybe an adaptation of those books.
Yeah, and really follow Luke closer, whether or not you want to recast him or whatever. That's cool. I just want to see Luke. I want to see Luke the character.
Sebastian Stan.
I just want to see him do cool
Skywalker.
stuff because I feel like we sort of got robbed. We got one scene really.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm still down for that recast.
That'd be so good.
But aside from that, I would love to see. Which this is impossible now, too, because half the cast are aged out. But have you guys ever watched the show Firefly at all?
No, but I've definitely... See, that's one of those shows that I've kind of avoided it because I know that it doesn't get... There's no ending. It just, like, ends. And I don't think I want to do that.
It's so good, though.
That's what I've heard.
Well, the thing is, though, I grew up with it. And it's from, like, a weird media time period where it wasn't filmed in HD. And even though you can, like, buy it on Blu-ray, the quality's not great for whatever reason. So going back and watching it does feel like you're, like, transported to, like, mid-2000s ABC daytime TV.
Yeah, I just got... I've been watching a lot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Same thing.
And so, yeah, it's like...
And it was, like, a low-budget show. Like, I think it was on, like, the CW or something. Like, the budget's... Like, the CGI when they show the ship landing and in space is kind of crummy.
Yeah.
But that show was so well written and the characters were so well done. I just wanted to see an ending, a proper ending. Maybe like another like 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Maybe really just 2 or 3 because... I
mean, there was just like 1 or 2 seasons, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was 2 seasons and then a movie. And the movie, the Serenity movie was like the ending. But like I want to see a proper ending.
That would be cool.
So yeah, that show really deserved more than what it got. And like there's a lot of like fan following online, like, but I feel like the more time that passes between Serenity and now, like most people are going to forget about it. But it was a really good property as far as sci-fi goes. Like, there's not much better as far as like story.
I don't know. There's a lot of like movies and TV shows that I'll watch and like I'll enjoy them and they'll be great, but then like just the ending will just ruin the whole thing for me, and it's just like, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like How I Met Your Mother. Ending of that show sucks. Anyways,
so. Tyler, you want to talk a little bit about what Google Chrome is trying to do with ad blockers?
Yeah, let me get my facts straight here. Hold on. So, essentially, in June of 2024, Chrome is moving on from Manifest v2 to Manifest v3, which is basically what that means is it's the latest version of Chrome extension specifications. And the differences, they're already accepting v3, and basically the way most of these changes works is they give the developers a large heads up, and I think it's been 18 months past when they announced that we're going to start using v3. So most of the new extensions that appear on the Chrome store are using v3. Some of the v2 extensions are still there that have not been updated, and one of those is basically any of the ad block extensions that you can download. They use Manifest v2, and the main discrepancy or difference between these two versions, the reason that this matters, is V3 is supposed to be more lightweight. It's supposed to limit a lot of the privacy issues that some people have with extensions and be more secure overall. But one of the problems is the rule sets that go into the extensions for whitelist and blacklist, which is how ad blocks work. Basically, there's a large manifest of 50 to 100,000 potentially like URLs that are blacklisted, and there's a whitelist that you can add on your own. So if there's a certain content creator you want to support or a website you want to allow ads to, you can manage that. The Manifest v3 is going to limit that rule set to 5,000. So 5,000 is a whole lot less than 150 to 200,000, whatever you would need, or what the extensions have currently that allow for a more robust block list. So while it's not going to completely disable ad blockers, it will make it incredibly hard for, I guess, the uBlock Origin, the AdBlock Plus. It's going to be incredibly hard for them to update those 5,000, I guess, to make it most effective. And a lot of things are going to get through, especially trackers, which Google has. They have some skin in the game because I think 75% of all websites on the internet have a Google tracker built in, which is sort of how you visit a website looking for a certain product, and then you go to Facebook and you get an ad for that product. That's sort of how that works.
Yeah,
so,
right. Yeah.
Anyway, when Manifest v3 becomes mandatory and v2 is no longer supported in June, most of these ad block extensions will be rendered basically useless. You'll still be able to use them, but I don't know to what extent. Firefox has announced that they're going to continue to allow these kinds of extensions on their platform, so I think most people that care about this kind of thing will just move to Firefox, and Google probably won't care one way or the other. This will also affect Edge because it's built off of Chromium, so the Manifest v3 will also affect Edge as well. But I know we talked about ad blockers a couple weeks ago and YouTube Premium and that kind of thing, but Google's really, Google is an ad business. They're not a search engine anymore. They're an advertising company. So
right.
They own the platform, so they can pretty much do what they want.
I wonder how much, if Google will see like a notable decrease in Chrome users because of this, or if it'll just be kind of like a, few people switch.
That's the thing. I can't imagine that they would, because, obviously we care about these kinds of things, to varying levels. But, we're paying attention. We're talking about it. It's at least on our mind. For the average person, the average American, they don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm probably the only person in my family that has an ad blocker installed. Everybody else just wades through pointless garbage ads, and they're like, oh, this is just a way of life. This is how this is. And, the Reddit drama a few months ago about the APIs and the custom apps, everyone was like, we're going to boycott Reddit. We're going to put them out of business. It was really only 5% of the user base. And then of the 5%, 2 to 3% just decided, screw it, I'll use the app. It sucks, but I'll use it because I have no choice. And I'm one of those people. Yeah. I was like, I still want to use Reddit on my phone, so I'm just going to use the app. So I probably will use Firefox just because I like Firefox. It'll be a pain in the butt to migrate all of my Google account stuff over, which you can do. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's.
The only thing is, you can't use the sort of single sign-on aspect of Google with, from the browser level anyway.
Yeah, which honestly, I wouldn't be, too traumatized by that because I feel like it makes it way too easy for me to sign up for all this crap that I don't need.
It's a security thing. If you leave your computer open and there's no 2FA on your screen or anything, someone can get in and then once single sign-on's enabled. So really that's a better thing. But I think most people that use Chrome already will just continue to use Chrome and see. And honestly, it actually is a good thing for Chrome, ultimately, because you're streamlining the extensions that... It's sort of been the Wild West before. You could throw any extension, and we use a product, or we're onboarding a product right now that is a zero trust platform, and one of the things that it obviously blocks are extensions, and we're doing it internally here, and you'd be surprised how many people here have extensions that they either don't know about or don't know the origin of, and then you sort of really start looking into what they are and how they work. They're a security risk for sure. And they can be a performance hit. There's a huge performance hit on Chrome anyway, because it loves RAM. But these extensions, imagine how much RAM 150,000 manifest block list, So Putting that down to 5,000, that's going to increase performance. That's usually the number one complaint people have about Chrome is that it eats up like 10 gigs of your RAM.
Yeah, it's crazy.
At idle. So ultimately, I think this will be good for Google, for users, but it's going to suck for the people that really want to use Chrome and want that full block list.
That was good insight. I feel like I learned something.
I mean, you could just pay for premium, which, you know.
But can you, is there actually like a Chrome Premium?
No, I'm just saying YouTube Premium.
Okay.
Because that's really, I think the thing is most people only care about this for blocking like video ads.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's banner ads and stuff, like, they're annoying, but I can ignore them.
And browsers already had pop-up blockers for years, so the pop-up thing of the early 2000s was annoying and was a problem, but like, you don't really get pop-ups anymore. It's just banner ads.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, every time we talk about something like this, all I can think of is Ready Player One and how, like, the bad guy in that movie was like, we're going to take up 80% of their vision with ads.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't want to happen.
You said that, though, and honestly, you know, I was talking about Google owning the platform. 70-something% of those trackers, like, Google uses those, sells that information. It would not surprise me if within the next couple of years there is some kind of, like, Chrome Premium where you can pay for the official Chrome extension that blocks ads. That blocks, but it doesn't really block ads. It just prevents Google from showing you the ads, and you give them the money they would have gotten anyway.
Honestly, I'm surprised that doesn't exist already. Maybe this is just the groundwork for that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, because YouTube, like early YouTube, pre-Google, obviously, for the first year or so, didn't have ads at all.
Well, yeah, of course, because no one would. Why would you pay to advertise on YouTube? There's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the market share wasn't there yet. And even, like, when the market share was pretty peak, like early, probably 2008 or 9, I guess, I don't remember there really being ads. And then when Google bought YouTube and they started introducing ads, you would see one, like, 15-second ad every, like, 6 videos you watched or something like that. It wasn't all, before everyone, and it was only videos, obviously, that were monetized.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if they're monetized or not. Like, you're seeing an ad.
Yeah.
And you're seeing, we talked about it, but you're seeing multiple. So that's sort of crept up, and people, they're cool with it if you do it gradually. And that's sort of what's going to happen to the browser, I think. They're just gradually going to take some of that stuff back. Because they can.
You know, we've talked a little bit before about this Google monopoly case that's been slowly making its way through the courts. And I mean, you know, that kind of thing could have a level of effect here, depending on
which way
the results.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just so hard. Like, it would be impossible for a new search engine to break into the market these days. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, the only one I can think of that kind of has to some extent, and it's so minuscule, but I at least know about it, is the Brave, like, browser.
I've heard of Brave.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But there was some kind of weird crypto component of this too, where like you could earn cryptocurrency. Like,
yeah, and I have a friend who uses Brave, and he swears by it because it has like a built-in ad blocker and like all this other stuff. But I don't know. I used it for a bit. I didn't like it. It kind of sketched me out. I don't know.
I used it on my phone to watch, like, because I will stream college football games. Come at me, networks. I will illegally stream these, and these usually will block the ads on my phone, which will allow me to actually watch them without being infected by a virus.
Infected.
But yeah, most of the Brave installations that I've seen, I've installed it on my phone and on a computer, and I don't get it really.
Yeah, I don't know. It just,
The thing is the convenience of Chrome. Like, it's just so convenient.
That's my problem.
Like, I've got a Gmail, I've got a Google account. I sign in. I'm like, oh, my stuff's here.
I'm always sold on convenience, which is a big problem.
Well, I think that's true with like pretty much all the different platforms. Like Spotify, kind of sucks now compared to what it used to be. Like, I don't know if you ever used Spotify pre-US IPO, but like back when they were a Swedish only company, they were like there was a beta program. And I did the whole VPN thing over there. I got a beta account and I used it for free. It was so much better back then than what it is now.
Yeah, I don't know. They've made some changes to Spotify recently that I'm not a huge fan of, but
it's convenient.
Yeah.
It's super convenient. So, yeah, convenience usually rules when you're talking about
Well, see, that was kind of why I avoided getting an iPhone for so long, was because I didn't want to get sucked into Apple's,
the ecosystem.
Yeah, I just... And so far, I have an iPad now, so I guess I'm slowly going downhill and might be getting an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
So,
what's the headset called?
The AirPod... Oh, the...
VR, AR headset?
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
What the heck's it called? They've done a poor job marketing because I don't remember what it's called.
The apple of my eye. I don't know. They really missed something there. Shoot, I can't remember.
I mean, it doesn't matter because they're going to cost like $10,000. So.
Yeah, you're going to have to...
Apple Vision Pro.
Vision. Yeah, the Vision Pro. I mean, that's not
terrible.
terrible.
It's like $3,500.
Yeah.
Is what it's supposed to be, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, you have to basically take out a car loan, like the equivalent of a car loan to afford that.
Yeah. But yeah, I just I try not to get sucked into these vortexes of company loyalty, but
Google got me though, because it is so convenient.
It is.
Yeah. And Google Workspaces is free to a certain tier, so it's so easy just to have a drive and
Well, especially when you're trying to get something to someone who doesn't use OneDrive or you can't send it through email. It's so convenient just to be able to have that there that even if they don't have anything, they can get in there for free and do it. And
Well, yesterday we went to this Christmas tree farm, and we just were going to go look, and then Logan's mom got the idea that we were going to take pictures. So then we all started taking photography style pictures or whatever. And we all 4 of us took different pictures, and there was 600 pictures that we took. And I was because my wife and her mom have an iPhone, so they could just airdrop it, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then her stepdad and me have Samsungs, and we can quick share, but we can't get them. They don't work together. So I was like, well, I'll just make a Google Drive folder, and then we can all upload them there, and then we can just download them all at once so you can have the same photos.
Yeah, it was so easy. It was real convenient when we went on vacation over the summer. All of us had iPhones, so we just made a shared album, and everyone put their pictures in it that they took during the week.
Yep.
Or the 2 weeks. And that worked out really well. But
if you're cross-platform, they don't play well together, which is stupid, because it's just...
I love that there's cross-platform for video games now, though.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that, because that always sucked.
The whole platform thing is always weird, because I've been stuck on, iPhones, for basically as long as I've had a smartphone.
Well, it's because your dad.
Well, yeah, that has a big role in it. But I was always more of a Windows guy, and I was so excited for the Windows phones.
Oh my god,
man! I was like, I'm gonna do it. This is gonna work great with my with my PC and my Xbox and all my stuff.
It really had the potential, but
as soon as I saw failed. The UI, I was like, what the hell are they doing? Because that was
that was during Windows 8, right?
It was, but I was also with that. I was like, "What the hell are they doing?" The whole thing, I was like, "I don't understand who this is for."
Yeah,
they were more powerful though at the time.
They seemed so cool. I wanted one when they marketed them well, and I was like, "This is it. This is gonna be the thing."
Well, I loved the Zune. I really wanted a Zune really bad.
Wasn't that an MP3 player?
Yeah, it was Microsoft's answer to the iPhone, and it was cooler and did a lot more stuff, had a lot more functionality, but it was marketed super poorly and it looked kind of dumb. So you didn't want to be the kid in school that had the Zune. You know?
And it's weird it's weird when you think about how many massive failures these big companies have, but they're still just so incredibly successful that it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, you can take big swings when you're Microsoft.
Yeah. Or Google Glass and Google Plus, things
and
like that.
What was that other the HoloLens?
Oh yeah.
And that was still around, and it wasn't the
it just kind of got
world sweeping hype that everyone thought it was.
It got sectioned off into industrial and
training stuff.
Specialized uses, but yeah. Let's talk about everything that's happened at OpenAI, which has been
a lot.
It feels like an understatement, honestly. So, rewinding a bit, today is Cyber Monday when we're recording this. So last Wednesday, Sam Altman was reinstated as the CEO of OpenAI. The Friday before that, he was ousted as CEO of OpenAI. And in between those two dates, he was hired by Microsoft to head up a new AI advanced research division at Microsoft. So now we're kind of back to the beginning, but it's still insane that all of this happened.
Yeah, I mean, basically when he was ousted, Microsoft, who is like the main investor, I think
Microsoft owns 49% of OpenAI
on the last episode.
So they were upset by the direction that I mean, I guess they were pro Altman. Obviously, they wanted to hire him, but they were upset with the decision. And when they hired him, I guess it freaked OpenAI out that potentially they could poach most, if not all, of their people that were pro Altman.
That was the thing. Pretty soon after Altman left and was hired by Microsoft, there was a petition started by the remaining employees at OpenAI saying, if you don't reinstate Sam Altman, we are going to go join his new team at Microsoft. And out of 770 employees, 700 signed this petition. So,
wow. And the other 70 were on the clock working with no breaks for 5 days straight and couldn't sign the petition.
It's just, I don't know. It's a mess. I don't understand how a company that gets the financial backing and the notoriety and seemingly the success that OpenAI has enjoyed these last few months or years. It hasn't been that long, but still long in tech industry terms, and it just they frankly come to the brink of collapsing in less than a week.
I mean, imagine if Microsoft had ousted Bill Gates in 1991.
Well, a lot of people are comparing this to when Apple ousted Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Of course, Steve Jobs
did leave.
Yeah, but he eventually returned 12 years later or something like that.
Yeah, it was a period of time. He went and did other stuff, and they were not successful after he left. We're on the brink of disaster, and then he comes back and
there are a lot of people making the joke that this is just the TikTok generation version of that, where it just happens so much faster. What took 12 years in the 90s takes 3 days in 2023.
I mean, that's pretty accurate, though.
The thing is, I don't pretend to understand what makes Sam Altman successful, or why I mean, obviously 700 employees of 700 and whatever many like him enough, or feel that he needs to be the leader. They like the direction that he's taken the company, but what was the reason given for ousting him in the first place?
Well, the stated reason was,
I think they thought he was ugly or something.
I can believe this. That might work.
He was fired because he was not, quote, consistently candid in his communications with the board.
So was he found lying, or was he just not genuine all the time?
Well, I don't.
It seems like a very vague reason to.
Well, because in the intervening time from when he was ousted to when he returned, the board was kind of completely overhauled because, frankly, of course it was, because, their biggest investor was about to hire basically the entire company.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to stay around, you got to make a bunch of changes.
I just wonder, I want to know, behind the scenes how this was for him. Did Microsoft offer him a bunch more money, or just the same amount? And then did OpenAI offer him, even more money to come back? Or, were they just oh, hey, a toxic boyfriend? They were hey, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean it, come back. And he was okay.
I assume either way he's probably not hurting for money.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, no. But, I mean, people like that, they don't necessarily, they might have a lot of money. That doesn't mean they don't want more money.
Well, the money means you're doing good. Like, it's a sign of success. So, yeah, I want to know what he said to the board. Like, I wonder if he was just, like, a douche to the board. Like, he was like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. I don't care.
Well, apparently the chief disagreement here was about kind of the rollout of these AI platforms. It sounds like the board was more in favor of taking things much slower, being a lot more careful and methodical about the way these products were rolled out.
Which definitely isn't a bad thing.
And it's typically not what a board would want to see return on their investment.
Yeah, I feel like it's usually the other way around. Like, the board would want to push it out really quick, and he's like, no, it's got to be right,
Right. It's weird, because, there's a lot of, mysterious stuff clearly happening behind the scenes at OpenAI and Microsoft and things like that. And it'll be interesting to see where things shake out, because it's, you're going to look at basically overhauling the entirety of OpenAI's structure over the next, 6 months. This rehiring here is far from the end of this whole situation. It's undeniable how massive the impact of this could be, considering how much of a major player OpenAI has been in this, kind of AI uprising,
I mean, they're the main player. I can't even really name another one. I know there's a bunch more.
I mean, other than, the ones that are, like Google Bard and,
Google, but,
Yeah.
But they're their own company. They're not, I can't think of another. I mean, Meta has their own sort of thing, but they're an independent, which independent's loose because Microsoft is sort of controlling it to some extent.
Mistral AI comes to mind only because we've talked about it.
Yeah.
In our news shorts before, but I mean, I haven't heard anything else about them since then. It's unclear.
This just blows my mind because I remember a year ago when Tyler came into our office and he was telling us about ChatGPT and how it was this new thing that he found. And he's like, oh, it's really cool. You should check it out.
Yeah.
And now it's just everything's progressed so much since then. It's insane.
And I'd been using it for months before I even told you about it. Because I thought I'd sort of found something, honestly. It was maybe I'll just keep this to myself. Yeah. But because we'd used it to help us write Logan's papers for school. I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe there's other ways. I was trying to figure out how I could use this because it was this new thing. And then, eventually was I want to share my secret with the world. So you're all welcome.
Thank
Everybody.
You.
No one would know about ChatGPT or OpenAI if it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So.
Tyler told me, and then I told people, and it all started with Tyler. He's the real winner here.
I'm sort of the AI hipster. I was you got to check out this band.
I think OpenAI owes you money, honestly.
Yeah, they do. I've probably given them some advertising revenue or something along the years.
I remember hearing about DALL-E well before I ever heard about ChatGPT, and it kind of still blows my mind that both of those are developed by the same the same company,
Have you seen recently in the new versions of ChatGPT that has DALL-E built in? You can I've seen people do these videos where they'll have it there was one that made a cat, and they were make it angrier, and then it would do another one, and they just keep saying make it angrier, and then it turns into this astral demigod biblically accurate angel just geometric shapes. And it's this is the embodiment of an angry cat, and it's just what? It's so funny.
Oh god.
With ChatGPT, there really is a personality to what I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And sometimes that freaks me out.
It is weird.
Well, yeah. Well, it's basically the personality of the internet.
Yeah.
Because that's, its data pool. Well, the internet with, kind of the edge taken off because, it's got all these filters and controlling things on it. But, yeah.
It's kind of everything I wanted Alexa to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, bottom line is, I think, with such big financial backing from Microsoft and, Sam Altman back. Frankly, honestly, if Sam Altman had stayed with Microsoft and not returned to OpenAI, I think the eventual outcome here is that, OpenAI just gets totally folded into Microsoft, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that
like if all of those employees did go and join that advanced AI research team, Microsoft just buys what's left to OpenAI, and that's...
I think that's going to happen anyway. It's just like how far out in the future is it going to happen? Which is honestly always a bad thing. When Microsoft buys something, it's always a bad thing. It's never really a good thing.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's the reason that they have not bought a controlling interest in OpenAI. Because, you know, they already have 49%. It would not be that big of an ask to buy, you know, the other 2% to make it a controlling interest in the company. So, I guess, time will tell if this actually has any bearing on, you know, ChatGPT or DALL-E or any of the other AI products that they're working on and developing. But it's probably not going to affect that much now, especially now that he's back and things have seemingly started to normalize. But it will be interesting to see if there are more changes to the board, to the company structure, things like that in the coming months. But
yeah, I feel like the monetization platform is going to be, when Microsoft is more involved. You know, there are already what is the Copilot for Office 365? Like, they're just going to have all of these OpenAI integrations, and they're just going to charge you for it, whether you want it or not. And that's going to be, you know, that's sort of the Microsoft method. That's sort of what they do.
The Microsoft method.
They buy shit, and then they force you to use it whether you want to or not. And you're also going to pay for it.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, we bought this. You owe us money.
You need Word and only Word? Well, guess what? You're going to pay us $15 extra for Word and Copilot.
Yeah.
You don't use Copilot? That's tough shit. Here's Word.
You might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There is part of me that is somewhat excited to see how these things progress as they're more seamlessly integrated into tools like, you know, Word and, you know, other Microsoft.
All the Adobe stuff that you guys have shown me is pretty cool.
Oh, there's a lot of cool stuff going on in Adobe right now with AI. I don't know. I just hate Adobe sometimes.
Yeah.
I also think it'd be really cool to see, like, because you guys know Cuphead, the video game. So it's this video game that's like 1930s style cartoon, shoot 'em up, you know, stay alive.
Yeah,
boss rush game.
All hand-drawn animation, which is
all hand-drawn, hand-painted. Well, some of it's digitally painted, I think.
Gorgeous game.
And there's some, like, 3D, like, physical 3D models for, like, the backgrounds and stuff. Super cool. I would love to see a cartoon that's actually in that style. Because they made a cartoon, but it was not in that style. It was in, like, the, you know, modern Mickey Mouse kind of...
Right, but that's kind of the thing, is that, you know, those kind of cartoons just take so long to actually make that, you know, it's not really feasible for, like, an actual
that's where my unlimited budget would go.
An unlimited budget?
Yeah, to pay people to make that for me, because that'd be awesome.
What would it be, though? Like, I mean,
I don't know. It could either be, like, the story of the game, just, like, fleshed out into, like, different episodes, or it could be, like, a whole new story. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like you could literally do a whole TV series with, like, each episode being about one of the different bosses in the game, and, like, the story, and, you know, more interaction between the character and the boss.
That's what you're using your budgets to pay, like, the best writing staff.
Yeah, and artists and animators, and that'd be sick. And then I could actually, like, keep all the, like, different cells afterwards. Like, that'd be so cool. I'd love that.
Maybe I want, like, an Americanized live-action Gundam Wing remake.
That'd be cool.
Because Gundam's kind of stupid, but I love Gundams. Like, I just love having them.
Yeah, they're cool.
I'm looking at them, put them together. But, like, maybe I do, like, a Gundam Wing live action, almost like
the same quality as Transformers,
but better.
Yeah.
Better quality. Like, it looks real. Like, it looks...
I'm always so impressed by the special effects in the Transformers movies, though.
Yeah.
Especially when like, the first one came out, like, I feel like they did good.
I want a Gundam movie. That's or maybe a Gundam series. Maybe a series.
I really liked Pacific Rim.
Yeah,
the second
kind of
one
Gundam.
Wasn't as good. The first one was great, though.
Gundam, though, is like a bunch of, like, brooding... I don't know. There's, like... Do you guys watch Gundam at all?
No.
Gundam Wing was, like, the one that I like, and it's the one that was on Toonami when I was a kid, and it is more Americanized. But it's, like... it's very just like Japanese and brooding and like just like emo.
Well,
it's
they're like
cool.
sentient, right? Like
No,
they have people inside them.
they're just a vessel, and there's pilots.
Okay,
and
so
to be a
like
Gundam
Pacific
pilot,
Rim.
you've got to you've got to have like crazy reflexes, like even more than like an average fighter pilot. You've got to be like a 1 in 1 million to pilot a Gundam. You know,
Even more than the average bear.
you do. And then they've got the other mobile suits, which are just like any old dude can pilot, but they're like slow and clunky. So the Gundam's like cha-cha, like slicing them up.
That's cool.
Yeah, Gundam was cool.
That sounds cool.
And there's like a whole like lore about politics and like space colonies and
Nice.
I don't know. It's kind of like
I hate politics.
the plot of Gundam Wing is basically the American Revolution, but it's about space colonies and Earth being like Britain essentially, and the Gundams being like the way that they fight back or whatever.
Huh. That's kind of cool.
Any idea what your cast would be?
Yeah, who's like your prime pilot?
I don't know. Maybe like Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy
Really?
Chalamet?
Yeah.
I don't support that decision.
Yeah, I don't actually like him.
Okay.
I'm just saying he looks kind of like Hiro Yui,
That's
who's like
fair,
the main guy.
Well, what's wrong with what's wrong with Timothy Chalamet?
I just don't really like his acting that much.
He's the new Willy Wonka, right?
Yeah, and I hate everything
I
I've
just
seen
hate
about
that they're making another Willy Wonka.
Yeah,
movie.
but that's not his fault.
No,
He was
but
okay in Dune. I like
haven't
Dune.
seen Dune.
Dune's good.
I thought he was really good in Dune.
Yeah, Dune. If I can get Dune Timothy Chalamet to be Hiro Yui, then that's who it'll be. So yeah, check out the new one. It's got Dave Bautista
I like him. He's funny.
and Stellan Skarsgård.
Oh yeah, he's
He's an Andor.
Yeah, he is an Andor.
He's Bootstrap Bill from Pirates of the Caribbean. That's what I know him from.
Yep. He's in a lot of stuff. He's a great actor, but he's
he's good in Andor.
He's the Emperor in Dune. He ends up being the killer into The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh.
Since you're not going to see it.
Spoilers.
I might have seen it.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
makes
if you hadn't
think-
seen it by now, you're not going to see it.
I mean, you're right.
And the ending,
I don't want to watch it because you ruined it for me.
yeah, it. Well, actually, you know what? Knowing that's not really that big of a deal. It's not.
Ruined.
Yeah, I mean, just cut this part out of the podcast and you'll forget it.
Oh, is that how that works?
And then fall down on the way down the stairs and hit your head.
Yeah, but then I'll forget to cut this part out.
Thank you for listening to It's News to Me. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see or hear more like it, check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@BurkIT or go to our website at burkitc.com. Our theme music is Big City Lights by Up in the Air. Be sure to come back in 2 weeks to hear more from me, Noah, and Tyler. And in the meantime, keep your data secure and your mind sharp.
Someone came down from like the sky and they were like full on like purple or something or green, but they looked just like me and you, and like they were super smart and like better at stuff. I don't think my first reaction would be like,
Picked up any cows in your tractor beam lately?
yeah, like,